Howdy doody, good friends. Welcome to the Mad Painter Show. I had to stop and take a pause for a hot second. Sometimes you have to stop and take a pause. I'm recognizing there is a benefit to us being sensitive. If I go on with my own agenda, I am only fulfilling my own needs. There are different levels to the sensitivity thing. There are people who have this, you're sensitive, you're being a little B word, you know what I'm saying. But there is a level of sensitivity to the connectedness. There is a lot happening in the world today. And sometimes it can be extremely overwhelming. And what that overwhelming wants us to do is to react. And that's what's been happening a lot right now. People are holding on to a lot. People are deep into their mind and into their emotions, into thinking of how they see themselves. This is how the world sees them. That can be a positive or a negative thing. And at the same time, it is creating like a heavy weight upon a lot of people. And so, this discussion, we're actually going to be talking about being sensitive and learning how to center yourself when there is a lot of chaos going on. Now, I went into this in the Eye of the Storm video, but I'm recognizing that, how can I explain this? At the moment, no notes. I'm being sensitive. I had to ask, what is it that needed to have been said? Because I had this whole thing as far as the mind, as far as law of attractions, different type of laws that go on as far as the mind. But in paying attention to and being sensitive, the mind is clear. Think of it like, just happen to look at the TV. Think of it like the television, because it's there to receive things like images. That's what I mean, the things, because I'm kind of freestyling this and I'm speaking slowly because I need the words to kind of formulate and come out. It's blank up there. It's blank. No notes. So, in being sensitive, you're allowing, I understand we have people who don't believe in the spiritual stuff, this, that, and the other, but you're allowing your spirit man to pick up what needs to come on the screen, so to speak. And this is the benefit of reading Words of Life. There is a lot of enlightenment, Words of Life enlightenment. You have to get to a point where you're sensitive with yourself and you can seek the truth within and start. This is why you want to start practicing on a conscious level of being truthful with yourself. I mean, it's nobody but you and you talking to yourself and just being in the habit of being honest with yourself. And in being in the practice, you also allow for your spirit to speak freely, because if your spirit speaks truth and then you're not working on contaminating that with lies. That's just point blank. I said this game on out, point blank. But you're not contaminating with lies and you're working on, think of it like water. Do you want like poisonous, dirty water you want to keep in it? Or are you trying to have like clean, nutrient filling water? because it's a lot that happens in water in regards to the spiritual realm and all that. But anyway, and looking at this is why you want to feed yourself, because we're in a place where a lot of people are hungry and they need words of life. And this is another reason why I have my YouTube page, because in developing and in working on seeking our best self, and seeking this life and these words of wisdom, in the process of you feeding yourself, you are putting yourself in a position to feed others. We hungry. I mean, I stay hungry, but there are a lot of people out here hungry, and we have a focus on death, lack. I'm just gonna stick to death. And if I'm focusing, I remember when I was littler, and I remember myself a few times thought crossing my mind I wouldn't make it past 20 something. I never really verbally expressed it, but when Tupac was talking about it, it was like, man, bro, I feel you. And so it's like, and then in hearing my mother overhear a conversation with some young men talk about that, and he mentioned that he felt like he wasn't going to live past a certain age, I remember that feeling. And in digging deeper, I'm like, why was I feeling like that? And then looking at the things that I was exposed to, and then trying to be stronger past the trauma, and I recognized the difference in making up the mind and having to stand and fight, and it's a survival thing, and making up the mind like, F this, I don't want no parts of this, I don't want no parts of y'all, I don't want to do with that, I don't want the drama in my life. So, Panther, yes, Panther. So, just in recognizing, different people, different circumstances, different environments, different foundations, all of this puts into how a person is, how they're thinking, nature versus nurture, etc., etc., etc. So in looking at that, it's like, instead of, this is my perspective, instead of putting the government, other people in a place to raise our children, and I mean our children, I don't care what color they are, and raising our children, they really are the future. And in looking at here, if we're having issues with racism and whatever, put a tag on it, whatever. If we're gonna have our children doing better, we gotta show them better. And just in listening to the story, I'm in Chicago, for anybody who's even wondering. But in this past couple of days, there's been a lot happening in Chicago. And in listening to one of the mentor guys talk to the young men, because he's working on pulling some of the young guys off the street. And he had asked them, how did they go about getting their weaponry? And they basically said the old heads. I can't keep have an idea where some of these locations are, but it's like they're basically getting it from the old heads, and it's that low-key upset me. And it was a thing like, come on now, bro, come on, like seriously, they shouldn't be able to get nothing from y'all. Y'all know how it was back in the day. But if a person if they haven't changed, they remain the same, no matter how old they are. So now let's be in a place of changing some things, and how we're going about that is seeking these treasures out that are deep within us. Because what's the point of having a treasure if you can't use it for anything? You ever seen any of them end of the world movies? And they're always looking for something, and there be people with wads of money or something like, we can't do nothing with that. They burning it to stay warm. So it's like, even if it's nobody to share it with, nobody to exchange it with, what good is it? And so, And this whole abundance thing, you know, what are we going to do with all that abundance if we ain't got nobody here to share with? You know what I'm saying? It's no fun having abundance and it's just us. You seen how Scrooge McDuck was just always upset. I mean, he may have swam in his money, but his money, them coins was cold, little baby. Them coins was cold. Okay, I digress. So, in us being sensitive and being open to our higher self, I'm not even going to put a label on that because I have brothers and sisters, and we're just going, for a lack of better words, various religions that, man, they show the love. They know the deal. They want the guys cheering. I don't care what gang they claim. They still want the guys cheering. So, oh my God. So, this is just one of these things where we have to, if there's this whole body set up, you can't just have a hand and a head and the rest of it. It wouldn't be considered a body. It would just be a hand and a head. So in putting this body together, joining this connectedness, this oneness, let's start eating this food that we need to be eating. And I mean nutritious food, like food of truth, food of life, food of love, I mean, that's totally different. If you like drama, I mean, hey, I respect that. I respect it. Yeah, he respects it too, you know? But if you're seeking something greater, if you're seeking something that you did not have, let's become it. Let's seek out how to become it so that we can share it with these children. We can share it with these older people. We can share it because we got to be sensitive. We got to be sensitive to these things, sensitive to the people. I don't mean being sensitive to every daggone body because, I mean, it's where discernment comes in at. Because when you get the keep walking, you got to listen because you being sensitive. So yes, let's work on us being sensitive. It's a lot going on. Yes, I understand. It's a lot going on with you. It's a lot going on with me. But it ain't nothing. Dust it off. Let's get to reading. Let's get to building ourselves and seeking that treasure within and let it flourish. You got to start from somewhere. Don't look at the day. Don't look at the time. Look at right now and be sensitive to it. Because that's all we got is right now. It's right now. We can reflect on yesterday. We don't know about tomorrow, but we are here right now. And what are you doing with that? Because it's not just you, it's all of us. And a lot of us are out here hurting. And we just need a kind word, a loving smile, or something. What up, little people? They love it. They love it. So, you know, you got to, let's change this up a little bit. Let's be sensitive. Sensitive to all our people. I love you guys. God loves you even more. Find out why. Because it's an awesome and amazing journey. It's not just one of them things like, hey, young person, you know you'll never get to. Nope. Nah. It's a whole experience where it's like, huh, look at that. That's the real magic. So, and it makes every day a new day. Doesn't matter what the title of that 7 day a week or whatever month it is. Every day is new, a new experience. Let's be sensitive to it. Our emotions, let's just calm that chatter down, be at peace, clear our minds, and be sensitive to the people because we need it. Again, I love you guys. God loves you even more. Make it great, my people. Make it great because you are great. Greatness is within. Tap into that treasure. Dig and dig. Okay.